This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
It's an amazing thing, folks, because there have been times where I just scratch my head when it comes to Games Workshop. But when Games Workshop gets it right, we have to tip our hat to them, because I will tell you plain and simple that their Warhammer Day today was absolutely glorious. It is the most excitement that I have seen and I have felt in a long, long time. First off, the Shadow Throne for 40K looks fantastic. Plain and simple. Straight up, fantastic, well done. If they just did these first two things, I would have been pretty happy with it. Because when they came back with the Age of Sigmar and they broke out the Nurgle are some of the nicest models I have ever seen. This looks fantastic. And I said to myself, this is a great, great start. But when they came to the second part of this and they went Warcry, Red Harvest, I went, look at that scenery. I love Warcry. I'm glad they're continuing it. I was afraid it was going to be written off. And here they came back very, very strong. After Catacombs, where we kind of scratched our heads a little bit and said, well, wait a minute, this doesn't exactly make a lot of sense. They came back strong with a very strong Warcry product, which was absolutely fantastic. Harrowing Deep, adding the Black Powder Buccaneers, I was absolutely just thrilled with. I ended up bringing this in. I'm still waiting on it for it to get here. And it just, just seeing that was just such a thrill, and going, okay, this just adds even more to this. I really like, I like what they do with the smaller games. It makes it a lot easier for people to understand and things to get through. But I have to go back to the Warcry. The scenery for it is fantastic. The two new factions just look glorious. I was very, very excited for that. And if they ended it there, it would have been a great day. And I said, hey, they're headed in the right direction. But that's not what they did, folks. That's not what they did, because when they brought back one game that I have actually done, the original version, Dwarves versus Elves of Dungeon Bowl, bringing Dungeon Bowl back was flat out jump out of my shoes going, holy cow, I never saw it coming. And every time I count them out, and I've said this 1,000 times, is every time you even try to count out Games Workshop, okay, they come back and they do something that is going to blow you out of your shoes, because let's face it, it's almost like crack. You just can't get away from it. All right, Games Workshop and that old girlfriend feel that if she came back into your life and said hello and winked her eye, you'd go running. And when you come out with Dungeon Bowl, I mean, do you know how long it's been since Dungeon Bowl? How many series of Blood Bowl we've gone through with no Dungeon Bowl, and then all of a sudden you come out with that, and then you take a look at it, and it is probably some of the best models, some of the best scenery that you can ever ask for. Wow. And with more to come, I'm telling you right now, this is a must-have for me. I have to have, without even thinking, 3 of these things. Without even thinking. Okay? And there was no silliness, no stupidness. It was straight to the point. After being through and watching Hasbro's joke of a thing, and then 2 days later they announce, oh, hey, by the way, it's in Rhode Island. The drop Mike junk over at Fantasy Flight. And then here they came after I gave them a hard time in the summer. Okay? I gave them a hard time in the summer for their presentation with the pew pew pew. Okay? But when they came back and they did everything right and blew people's socks off. I mean, I'm sitting here still stunned at what they have just announced, and with more to come in 2022, they said, and more towards the end of the year. Really? So now you got my attention, Games Workshop, and I'm invested and I'm all in. Okay? Bring it out and I will get it. Just bringing Dungeon Bowl back would have been more than enough for me. But when you come back with Warcry, which I absolutely love, some really unbelievable figures for Age of Sigmar and 40K, and then just topping it off with the Heresy there, which was absolutely fantastic. Some of the figures I saw there, their books, everything that they are putting together, okay, everything was done professionally and looks fantastic. This is like a total turnaround from what we saw not too long ago. Horus Heresy. I went totally blank. I do these without a script, folks. I don't know about you, but I'm anxious to see what you guys thought of that. Okay? I'm anxious to see what your thoughts are. Put them in the comments, how you feel about this. Does it change how you feel about Games Workshop? Are you excited over some of this stuff? Because I'll tell you, I'm excited out of my shoes. And I'll be the first one in line to make sure I get my copies of all these things that they've mentioned. Okay? This is some exciting stuff. And headed into the holidays, this looks like it is going to be unbelievable. So I am just blown away, excited. Okay? It's better than the mic drops and the goofy, cringy things that were done by Hasbro, only to make no sense and announce something on Monday. Here comes Games Workshop, outshined everybody, and just stood up and said, we got the games, we got the history, all we have to do is put them out. And that's what they just did. Fantastic job, Games Workshop. Tip of the hat. Let me know what you think in the comments, folks. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. And until next time, until we have more news, it's your old pal Rob saying, Games Workshop's back. I'm back on the wagon. Are you? We'll have to see. Talk to you soon, everybody.